WRG 94.9 The Urge, Haddonfield's home for rock.
I'm Willie the Kid, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Diana, there's something I want to ask you.
Yes, Clark?
Is that a carousel horse over there?
Get your hand off me, motherfucker.
Now, you may not believe this, and I'm not sure I do, but the scene you just saw is from one of Roger Ebert's favorite movies.
The subject this week is guilty pleasures, movies we've stored away in a special compartment of our movie-going memories.
Now you can have a picnic in hell! Oh, boy. All right. I really need to come up with better stuff to say. I've used the same thing like 3 times in a half hour. Gotta work on that.
It may not be good, but it's certainly not that bad either. You get a silly grin on your face, and you sound half defensive, and you admit that, I don't know, I kind of liked it.
So what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the JEFFMAN316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JEFFMAN316, or just Jeff. And as you can see, I'm not alone on the screen tonight. We got our special edition, as I've been telling you guys, of Let's Watch a Movie. We're going to watch CarousHELL together. We're going to do the watch along after this, but we got a special guest here. We've got Steve Too Handsome Rudzinski himself, the writer, one of the writers, and the director of the film, and I asked him to stop by and say hi to you guys and talk about it a little bit. So how you doing, Steve?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me on this show.
Not a problem. Like I said, I already see in the chat what I told my guys is I'm going to respect your time. You said you only are going to be able to be on here for, about 15 minutes. So what I'll do is, unless they ask something specific about your movies, I'll do all the pleasantries once we get onto the mainstream. But one of the main fans who talked me into, I was mentioning to you before we came on live, was Cody. He's in the house. He's the one that was part of the Shockaholics. And as we were doing these live streams, we'd watch a lot of Tubi, obviously, since that's free.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that a lot of the Wild Eye releasing stuff that he and I talk about was on there. And then every week for about a month, when we were trying to decide at the end what we're going to watch, Cody said, CarousHELL. So I promised him I would watch it, and then shortly thereafter, I contacted you about buying them. So,
which is great. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, I got both of the physical media releases. If you look at my channel, I'm a physical media collector. And I actually was watching one of the interviews you did where you were talking about the artwork of the DVD being so much different than these.
Mm-hmm.
And that is I don't double dip a lot, but I will say the poster artwork on that DVD is pretty amazing. It's like the one you signed.
Oh,
that
thank
I bought
you.
from
Yeah.
your store. Did you help come up with any of that art, or did they do it for any of these?
Wild Eye, that poster is just leftover stock of when Wild Eye created the poster art for CarousHELL 1. The art for CarousHELL 2, I did specifically commission from an artist. Laura Trexillo is the one that did that, yeah. And she did a really fantastic job, really got the whole tone a bit like crashing through the Nazi flag, 5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's cool. So before we actually dive into that, and like I said, to try to save some time, I thought I'd ask you a couple questions that I came up with, and then if the guys want to chime in or whatever. But I was watching one of the interviews you did, and they said that you were, I think you're the one that actually said it, that you were inspired at an early age to be a director and to do film by the movie Army of Darkness. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
So I love that film as well. I just recently saw Evil Dead Rise. So could you explain, by watching that, what kind of hit the nerve with you about making you want to watch make movies after watching that one in particular?
Well, I mean, I always liked horror, and I think I don't really have a very specific good answer to that. It's a great question. It's one I actually don't get asked. I get asked what the trigger was, but not why. I think it may just be the fact that, as a kid, I really liked horror growing up. Like, the first movie I ever saw at the age of 3 was A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
But I also still really liked silly, dumb stuff and, like, live action cartoons. I loved Ernest growing up. I always loved Ernest P. Worrell. And I think maybe it was a case where when I saw Army of Darkness, I saw that movies can be whatever I want them to be, because that was horror and Ernest P. Worrell. That was my first exposure to the Evil Dead franchise. I was 12 years old at the time, and I loved it. And also, I think it was just, there was something going on. It was a bad time for me. I do remember that. I don't remember what it was, but probably related to my mother. But I remember Army of Darkness making me feel just like really, really good and really, really happy. And I laughed a lot, and I completely forgot about my problems. And although that wasn't like the only time that's happened to me watching a movie up to that point, obviously, I think what I just described, but also that moment of like, movies can do this. Movies have that sort of magic, and all art does, to be clear. All art can do that. All art, that's kind of the purpose of it, in my opinion. But that was like the big one where it made me say, no, this is what I want to do. I don't want to write comic books. I don't want to get into video games. I want to make movies to do for other people what Army of Darkness just did for me.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've loved movies my whole life. I'm a little older than you. My favorite movie is Jaws, and then my second favorite movie is Halloween. So they just both happen to be horror movies. So I kind of, like you, got lost in it a little bit, but more when I was growing up, I actually wanted to know how that stuff was made.
Mm-hmm.
The Army of Darkness was the first Evil Dead movie I saw. I didn't see the original two, and then
I
liked it so much and went back and watched it. And I was like, "What the hell?" It was like so different.
Yeah, that first one especially. It's just like night and day.
Having so much comedy in it, and the other one's not having hardly any. But the second one was kind of a good mix.
I honestly, like, when I first saw Evil Dead 1, I was also thrown off by it. But ever since I've watched it since, I still think that movie is full of a ton of laughs. Not the same kind, but there's so much slapstick with how much Bruce gets his ass beat just for the sake of Bruce getting his ass beat. The excessive amount of blood being thrown in actors' faces, like that's not horror. That's silly in a good way, but it was definitely, Evil Dead 1 had way more of like, we're going to take the threat a lot more seriously than the future films would by comparison.
What was the actual first movie? I was looking at the list here from the insert. I do like how you have integrated a lot of other pop culture, obviously, that kind of goes along with my channel, where, I see the Meowie Halloween. That's basically the Ernest Scares Christmas poster with your cat on there.
Yes.
And so you've done that with like the Christmas Vacation one and that kind of stuff. But what was the very first movie that you actually directed yourself?
I mean, the very first movie was some piece of trash I made when I was like 14 years old in my backyard. I think it was called Complete Darkness. Maybe. It was real bad. If we want to go with something that I sold, my first movie that I directed was basic. Well, no, because I sold a terrible film called Legends, and I sold a poorly made but way funnier film called Wolfster. And then I tried making my like first real horror film, which was Basic Slaughter, which was god awful, beyond terrible, even worse than the Wolfster movie I just made. And I made that in about 2007. Then I kind of got into like just doing online content until I refocused to like be a filmmaker instead of just like an internet content creator. So I usually say the start of my career was The Slasher Hunter, which I released in 2011. But I'm pretty open about the fact that I did make stuff before then. It was just very, very bad.
Yeah, well, you've got to start somewhere. I mean, you got to learn your lessons. Yeah.
And like I tossed several of those pieces of garbage on stevebuster.com because my fans wanted them and they hate me. But it's behind a paywall, and I don't sell physical copies of those because I am embarrassed.
Well, I think around the time of the pandemic was when I had already started my channel, but when you can't go out to the theater anymore, and I was used to going out a lot, I started digging into micro budget movies, things that were on YouTube, and fan films. And I always tell people there's a group of people that I know who don't like any of that stuff, but it's because they only want like big Hollywood productions. I look at films as what can you do with those small budgets, like you in this movie, Carousel? The creativity, the originality. What can you do? What was the budget for Carousel? Do you mind me asking?
Carousel, absolutely not. The budget for Carousel 1 was a total of $15,000. I paid everyone on that set. Everyone gets fed. We rented that house. The locations were not free on this film. Cinematographer was paid. Editor was paid. Everyone ate very well, and we put a lot of money into the effects. About a third of that. I mean, a little under a third, but a significant chunk of the budget went towards just the effects for this. And Duke himself cost about $1,200.
I think I remember watching part of the interview. Didn't you say you bought that from someone who molded it from a real one? You bought it off of eBay?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Did you go into that movie with that? I know one of the things I listened that you said was that you had the idea as far as the title before that you actually wrote the movie. Did you come up with that title?
The title was
Carousel?
Elaine.
Okay.
Elaine Isley was the one that did the title. Yeah, she's the one that came up with the basic idea, the title, and then Duke's motivation. And then we combined forces from there on out.
Okay. Well, I love the one of the things I was talking to Cody about, and also I think he mentioned on his was originally when I first read about it, it doesn't make any mention that Duke speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start watching the clips online, I was, the first time I saw it, I immediately started laughing because that's the one thing you don't expect. And then also I kind of half expected you guys maybe to use puppet hands or something to hold the weapons. And I won't spoil it for everybody in the stream if we end up watching it. Nobody has seen the whole movie, but I find myself, even though it's a horror movie, I was laughing just as much as I was.
Well, I mean, that's the intent. To me, this is really a
Exactly.
comedy film, just in the horror genre. But it is straight up a comedy. Horror is not the focus. Horror is not the point. Like, this is meant to make people laugh. And also, there's a little bit of the analysis of like self-discovery in terms of themes. If I want to sound like a real director, so if you're laughing, good. That's the point.
But I give mad respect to you guys for treating the gore aspects as well as you could with the budget that you had, because I mean, it's some pretty decent effects still in there that compared to a lot of the other small budget horror movies. I mean, that's what impresses me the most when you start watching films like yours or just the fan films that are coming out and stuff. What creativity they can come up with to kind of mimic some of the things that you see in bigger budget movies is pretty amazing. But I know I love also the concept of him of Duke with the one-liners. And so, and then you guys did a good job of mixing in some other like pop culture references, because I know he uses the famous line from Die Hard in there. Yeah. Did you think of that kind of stuff?
Yeah. That was mostly me for sure. Not all me. Aline will be the one to tell you that about 30% of the script of the first film was her, and the rest was me. All the pizza puns were her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those are all her. And like some of the party stuff was her. Like I had never known of the game, never have I ever before she described it to me. So that was a learning experience. But like a lot of Duke's writing was definitely me as like a big Freddy fan. Like I've always wanted to make a charismatic killer something movie. And this was my chance. So I went all out, and I knew a lot of this movie making or breaking would be on if you liked Duke as a character and if you were signed on to the silliness by the picnic scene. And if you are, buckle up. The rest of this movie's for you. The sequel might be for you as well. And the third might be for you as well. If you don't like the movie by the picnic scene, you can just turn it off and go ahead and leave the franchise. The rest of this is not going to win you over.
Well, I could see that. But you also did a good job with the comedy. I mean, you actually play one of the best characters in the movie.
Thank you.
The pizza delivery guy. I didn't look it up. I apologize. Did your character, were you named in the movie? I don't remember.
Yeah, Joe.
Joe. Okay. I couldn't remember that. But yeah, just the whole running concept of you can't get paid. And then the girl trying to hit on your character the whole time. I always wondered, I forgot, I didn't even ask Cody if he asked you this, but did you have any, Was that a reference to anything? There's a couple movies that have running gags with people not getting paid in there. Or was that just something you came up with on the fly?
That was just something we came up with when we were coming up with character ideas. We were just like, there should be a pizza guy that delivers pizza here, and his entire character arc is that he just keeps not getting paid because things happen. And then that evolved into basically being one of the co-leads, but that wasn't even like the original concept on paper. It was just the funny idea to us that there's this pizza guy there the whole time, just like, can someone pay me?
Yeah, well, that's pretty neat. And like I said, the concept of her hitting on you and you not even realizing was just as funny as that. So it was almost like every other scene it was bouncing back and forth to that. So I thought that was pretty creative as well. But did the one last thing I'll ask you about Duke is, did you go into it where who come up with the point that it was going to be a unicorn instead of
That
just
was
a regular?
all Aline. That was all
Okay.
Aline. In fact, the way Aline pitched the idea to me was we should make a comedy horror movie about a killer carousel horse. Wait, no, killer carousel unicorn. Like, she changed like the original idea that she had 5 minutes prior in that sentence to me.
Because the minute I saw it, I was like, there's going to be multiple people that have to get killed with that horn. I mean, that was one of the most creative ideas because he immediately has a weapon without actually needing a weapon.
And that's why when we started writing the outline, I said to her, my line in the sand was, I only want him to use the horn for the first kill. And then for the rest of the movie, I want him to be Jason Voorhees with his like cave of weapons wherever they come from. We don't know, and it doesn't matter.
I chuckled at the kill where he cuts the girl's throat with the wire. That's basically straight up Jason Voorhees right there. Because I was like, once again, how does he get the wire over the tree to get it around her neck?
Because it's a tall tree. It's
so I appreciate the callback to Friday the 13th there. We
that
did
entire
have
scene was my Friday the 13th 6 reference, because like I don't know if you're familiar with the story, but the director of Friday the 13th 6 was told they needed more kills in the movie. So like he just threw like 3 extra kills in it, and it was like this random couple on a picnic in the middle of the woods at night, just so Jason could kill them. So I did the exact same thing with CarousHELL. I read the script and just like, it feels like I'm missing something around here. I'm going to have 2 people going on a picnic in the middle of nowhere for no reason aside from Duke killing them.
Yeah, now I used that clip in that intro video. I thought that was that was pretty funny as hell because she was like, shouldn't we have seen that when we walked by? He would have been there. But we had a couple. Cody was like, well, he just said he appreciated you talking about his Shockaholics discussion. But one of my regulars, Doug, he said that will the third carousel wrap everything up? Are you only going to make a trilogy of this?
The plan was for a trilogy. That was the plan. I can make more. Like the Kickstarter for 3 said, if we hit 30,000, I'll make CarousHELL 4 next year. That wasn't an empty promise. We have a story idea. We have a plot, a basic plot idea for CarousHELL 4. But like CarousHELL 4 wouldn't be an exceptionally big movement of Duke's character like this trilogy is. This trilogy from the get-go. And I don't want to sound like George Lucas lying, claiming that we had every script written in 2015. That's not the case. But like we knew what the whole plot of 2 was when we were shooting 1, and we knew what the basic theme of 3 was going to be. And it was always intended that each film would be a genuine forward step of Duke as a character, of his arc, of his growth as a person. And I know this is a silly, wacky killer carousel series, but that sort of stuff to me is really important because that's kind of what makes this stuff stand out to me as a consumer. So 3 will wrap up this character arc for Duke. This can be the last CarousHELL movie, in my opinion. Like, we answer all the major questions, almost everything that was like a question or a conflict does reach a solution, does reach an end, or at least close enough to an end that you can kind of imagine on your own how the rest would work out. I feel really strongly about CarousHELL 3. I think this is a great ending for the journey Duke has been on since 2016 with this first film, and then growing into a father in CarousHELL 2, and now dealing with the consequences of his actions from CarousHELL 1. That's the whole point of CarousHELL 3. In addition to still dealing with, a new antagonist, a carousel rabbit named Usagi, who we just got these stunt molds of. In addition to, those more internal conflicts, we still have the external conflict. So if I never make another CarousHELL after 3, I will be completely content. I'm happy with doing what we did. No unfinished business. If CarousHELL 3 is a success and a hit and the fans want more and I feel motivated to go for it, like I'm not going to make CarousHELL 4 next year now without the Kickstarter, but like I might make CarousHELL 4 in 2025 or 2026 after I rest from the series for a bit, or if I'm getting hired to do other stuff. If that never happens, 3 is it, but it feels like the conclusion to the entire series and the entire franchise. But I can't keep making more. I'll make CarousHELL 10 if people keep on wanting Duke.
Of course.
But 3 will still feel like the ending of this specific story, I guess is my takeaway point from that. So we can keep going. We can have fun. We can get nuts. We can go to a whole bunch of different places with Duke and in this world. So I'll never say never. I'm not saying this is definitely the end, but it is a end or an end.
Well, that's a perfect answer because it's kind of like the Friday the 13th. It really did end after 4. And then after that, they just went batshit crazy and did whatever they wanted to do after that. So you could kind of use the same concept.
I
Cody,
did see earlier Dougie had a question that came up on the screen real quick, and then Cody brought up. So I went to your YouTube here to see Dougie's first question,
which
was Steve, how much did Duke weigh, and was it hard coming up with the pizza name? Was it real? Duke is hollow, so Duke is awkward to hold because he is a life-size carousel horse, but he is very light. So really the problem just becomes with like steering Duke and getting Duke to where you want him to be. It's not so much lifting. Lifting Duke is nothing.
I'll ask one question. How did you maneuver him in the car, being able to video it and not see who was working Duke, or as far as when he was, talking on the screen? How did that work?
We have a stunt head that's used for the quick movements and the stabs and stuff.
Okay.
So like basically, when we were actually driving, I sat real low in the driver's seat, and we were in an empty parking lot, and I was holding Duke here and driving the car down here while Scott was in the passenger seat recording it. And then we went even further in CarousHELL 2 with the driving shots in that, where we had someone in the front driving while I was in the back holding Duke, and we also had like the moonroof open, so we get like a shot outside the car where you can just see Duke from the top driving and stuff. So
see folks, that's real special effects there. He went all in with that one.
Dude, there's no Duke driving scenes in 3. I'm sorry, spoilers.
He said, did you paint that in the beginning to look like Jason Voorhees hockey mask?
No, that is so I put together a little Roy Burns cosplay during the pandemic shutdowns because I really like Roy, and it's a cheap costume. So I found a custom painted hockey mask that was Roy's, and then I just got like a blue jumpsuit, and bada boom, it was done. But then NECA re-released their collector's hockey mask, and I don't know if they found a box of them or if they remade a shipment of the New Beginning hockey masks, because those things for a while were on eBay for hundreds of dollars. So the moment NECA put them up new, I grabbed one for $50, and I think they're very easy to find now. But it looks great. It's aged. It's not really meant for wearing though. I've used it as a prop in a couple of shoots, but if you try to put it on, it's very wide. It's not. It's meant to be on a shelf like that.
Exactly.
It's not meant to be on a face. Big fan of New Beginning, and the blue hockey mask always looked way cooler to me than the red. And
then Cody said, "Yeah, you do have to make a 4th." He's like, "Please."
Hey, again, if people pay me, I just want to take a break from this for a while. I may make no movie at all next year. Between Shingles and CarousHELL 3, Amityville Christmas Vacation, I've had a very busy several years. And even CarousHELL 2, when CarousHELL 2 finally came off, came out. I don't know why I said came off. When CarousHELL 2 finally came out, I was already in pre-production discussions for Shingles the movie. And, now we've made and released Shingles the movie, and I'm already going into production on CarousHELL 3. Not to mention I made Amityville Christmas Vacation in between, finishing Shingles and shooting Shingles. So I'm very tired. And then who knows what will happen in 2025 if I get hired to direct something else, if I have a new original idea, if Aline or even someone else I know has a new original idea. I never planned to make the Meowie franchise, but I got 4 of those in the can somehow. So I'm not going to predict what the future is. I just know I'm not making CarousHELL 4 next year. I want to sit down.
You're a busy guy, but it sounds like you're a pretty creative guy too, to come up with all those different wide range of things, all the way from the comedy to the horror like that. Said he was actually talking about one of the other unicorns on the ride seemed to be painted with that paint scheme. Wonder if that was by accident. And then it said, what was his question about the pizza? Oh, the name. But I loved it. Who came up with that concept? You're the 42nd best in the county.
So the name was, I'm pretty sure the name of the pizza place was Aline, because it's a reference to Everyone Must Die, where there was a character named Pete, and the original tagline of the pizza place was Pete's Pizza. Pete doesn't work here anymore because Pete died in Everyone Must Die, and almost all of my movies take place in the same world. The 42nd best was 100% me, and it is because I was coming home from a trip to California with my wife, and we had a layover somewhere. I used to, it's not Minnesota. It was an international airport in the north. Like it might have been Wisconsin or Michigan. Doesn't matter. But it's a big international airport. Minneapolis. It doesn't matter. But we had like 2 hours to kill. So we were walking around the airport, taking our time going to the like gate that our plane would eventually be at before we got dinner and stuff. And on one of the people movers was a bunch of advertisements, and one of the advertisements was this gorgeous island, like waterfalls, tropical trees, a beautiful like resort area. And on the poster it said, whatever the company's name was, the 42nd best resort. And that's it. And I started laughing and laughing. Like, I'm sure they mean they're the 42nd best resort in the world. And there's thousands of resorts, so that's huge. I get that. But to phrase it that way, instead of saying like top 50, we're in the top 50 best in the world, baby. No, it's like we're the 42nd best. So that has never left my brain. And then when we started writing the script, I said, no, it's going to be Pete's Pizza, the 42nd best in the county. The Pussy Barn is number 1 in the county canonically.
Oh, okay.
But they went out of business between CarousHELL 1 and 2. So Pete's Pizza went up a notch, and Pete's Pizza went up a notch in the Meowie movie. So now Pete's Pizza is at 40. It's the 40th best pizza place in the world, in the county.
And that's what I was going to mention to everybody, but you already did. But I loved how, because I haven't seen a lot of your movies, but I've read about a lot of them. I've watched clips, how you basically, everything's in the same universe. I thought that was pretty
everything
neat,
except
the way you
for
did that.
Super Task Force and Shingles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just so everybody, we were talking about Shingles before we came on the air. That's the latest anthology movie that Steve has directed, and he said that you can rent it. Did you say rent it for $2 on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime for rental or digital purchase. And then if you like really love the movie and want to own it physically, you just need to buy it from the cool guys that hired me to make it, the guys that wrote the books, Authors and Dragons. Their website for the movie is shinglesthemovie.com. It's on DVD and Blu-ray, which I authored myself. So they're pretty good.
Well, I don't want to keep you much longer. We're approaching 30 minutes, and I said I would only do 15. But I will ask you one random question. That's just, I saw there's been a couple videos I've watched, and I've noticed you had a wrestling belt.
Yes.
In the background in one or whatever. Are you a wrestling fan? I'm a
huge fan of wrestling. Yeah.
Number one, you should probably. I know you said you incorporated a wrestling ring in one of your movies. Which movie was that? Because that's the one.
A Meowie Christmas Vacation.
Okay, I need to check that out. We've done some wrestling watch-alongs here. A bunch of us are wrestling fans, so I figured I would ask if you like wrestling. Just randomly, what's your favorite wrestler?
I mean, it's a tie. It's been a tie for years, and it's between Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega.
Okay, well that's a real wrestling fan's answer right there. So.
Yeah, like Okada, like Kenny is like that big, huge personification of a wrestling character that does explosive, amazing stuff in the ring while being an over-the-top person. And Okada is just like, he's a damn prodigy. Like everything he does is the cleanest, most perfect, amazing. It's like a textbook wrestler in every way possible. That. Plus his charisma is off the roof on top of that. I missed the balloon maker a little bit, but yeah, like phenomenal. I've met both those guys. They were both great. Okada was a big old cheese ball, and I love that. I did see Dougie clarified. No, we didn't paint anything else on that ride. That was an actual ride in the park. There was no custom paint jobs. The one just had polka dots. I guess for the front, maybe it looks like Jason Max, but that was not the intent.
Well, that's actually kind of just a cool coincidence then.
Yeah. I think we
All
made
right.
the joke like that horse was diseased because it looked like it had chicken pox. Like it didn't look like nice polka dots at all.
All right, well, Steve, I really appreciate. I want to respect your time here, but it meant a lot for me for you to come on here onto the channel and talk with us about your movies. I'm personally have really been trying to push people to watch more micro budget movies, fan films, that kind of stuff, because, like I said, the creativity that's involved in those, about using those budgets the way you guys do, always amazes me. And just it's the amount of effort and the details that you put into a script just like this for a movie about a killer carousel, not horse but unicorn, is pretty awesome. And like I said, there's always something I think anybody can find entertaining about these movies. It's like you said, if nothing else, you'll laugh your ass off through most of it, especially the sex scene.
Yeah.
How you got that actress to do that without rolling and laughing the whole time? That's some awesome directing there.
We were cracking up like every single time we yelled "cut." Like the sound guy, Scott on camera, Aline there, for helping with puppeteering. Me and the actors, we laughed after every cut. And then that's no longer the only inanimate object sex scene I've directed. So this has become a staple of my life.
Oh well, keep it rolling, man. And like I said, it's been good. The ones I've watched so far and any that I enjoy, I'll definitely cover on this channel. And I know you got Cody over there as an advocate too, pushing, talking about your stuff too. So
thanks,
that's one of the things probably connected us, is liking these type of films. So like I said, if nothing else, you can go out and purchase these Blu-rays right now of both films, the Carousel and Carousel the Second. It was on the website, Spotlight?
Yeah,
silverspotlightfilms.com.
Yes, if you folks want to buy any of my movies, any of my physical stuff, I got the CarousHELL deck building game on there. We got posters. It's silverspotlightfilms.com, as Jeff Mann just pointed out. If you aren't a physical collector, but you do want to more directly support me as a creator, I appreciate that. I do have a digital subscription service, a Patreon, stevebuster.com. You can get for $2.99 a month. It's all of my feature films that I officially released through Silver Spotlight Films, plus a couple exclusive shorts that were made just for Steve Buster. And then for $4.99 a month, it's all of the bonus features from all of it's an additional 14 hours of just bonus features, older films I don't sell anymore, interviews, special retrospectives, and some exclusive commentaries and some of my older stuff too. So, and you can bookmark everything. You can keep it forever after you unsubscribe. I don't mind. Just please don't share those links. That is my only request.
All right. Well, like I said, really appreciate you, Doug himself. He said, yeah, thanks for chatting, because we're going to watch it and we can't wait for the third film to come out. I will ask this. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I saw your Kickstarter ended and I didn't get to donate to it. Are you going to have any of the Blu-rays or DVDs of that available later? Because I definitely want to support you and get one.
Yeah, when the movie's done and officially released, the DVD and the Blu-ray will be up for sale immediately. I'll be self-distributing this. I won't be sitting on it or waiting on it. The only thing that won't be available will be that Kickstarter exclusive trilogy Blu-ray, which comes with different box art that's only for the Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter exclusive Blu-ray disc that has CarousHELL 1 and 2 on the same disc with new commentary. That was Kickstarter only. If you missed your shot, you missed your shot. I'm sorry. But I want to respect the Kickstarter supporters and keep it that exclusive.
Oh yeah, obviously. But like I said, I want to be able to support you and keep it going. There's no way I did
see Dougie asking that thing that you put up. Will we get to see other living things in the third film? I assume he means other objects. Yes. Carousel 3 has multiple killer objects and also multiple mascot characters.
Oh, nice.
So there's a lot of expanding world.
As far as you talking about mascot characters more than Cowboy Cool?
Yes. Cowboy Cool is part of an organization called Mascot. There's a mascot character for every letter of the alphabet.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. We won't meet all of them in this film. Please don't misunderstand that. But we planned this out. We came up with a whole list. We came up with the rules and everything, and then we picked 2 of our favorites to go into the film.
Well, that's pretty detail oriented there. So, like I said, I support you, and hopefully anybody that watches this now or later will as well. So, really appreciate you coming on. And we're getting ready. Once I drop you up, we're going to watch the first Carousel. So,
I hope you folks enjoyed. I hope you get a good kick out of it. I might stop into like the YouTube page to like type into the chat here or there, but no promises.
All right. Well, I'm Jeff Man. If you do that, then you're the man. So I really appreciate you coming on. And like I said, I'll be pushing not only Carousel, but anything of yours I watch. My guys on the channel will be hearing about it, guys and gals. So thanks a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and drop you off, and we're going to watch the film.
Enjoy it, everyone.
Thanks a lot. All right, everybody. So let me get my earbuds in from where Steve was on here. I didn't have those in. Let me get where I can watch the film. And let me get my Tubi started up. That was pretty awesome. He stayed a lot longer than, yeah, let me get my stuff ready. I apologize for you guys. I missed last week. Man, I just had a lot going on at work and home, and I just hadn't felt really good. And I didn't want to do a poor job of just sitting here and not talking. So I really apologize for not being on here last week. We'll talk about what we can do next week. And let me get my Tubi app going so I can, my Roku app going so I can hear it through my earbuds. And then I'll give a countdown, Dougie. Make sure I'm working. Looks like I am. So yeah, let's see what we got. Awesome. Star Wars. I still need to watch the third one. Hope it is. I appreciate that, man. Just, with my new, wait a minute. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Cody, I watched Fear Street. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'll go back and I'll start this. We'll do the countdown. I'll go back through your comments and see who's here and if I missed anything. So I'm going to go ahead and start up. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let me make sure my earbuds are working. All right, so Carousel starts, just so you guys know, with a voiceover. That's Duke talking if you haven't watched this. So the beginning of this movie is actually pretty funny. So, but I'll go, but since I've already watched it. I got the banner down below now. If you want to support me, subscribe, comment, like the video. If you come in the door, support the chat. I got super chats. I got Cash App listed on there. So now that I got everything going, I got to get my brand shit back up on there. I think we're back. I got everything going. So there's the title card, Carousel. If you notice, I used that in the background from where I was talking to Steve. He's a super guy to stop by here. He's talked for a lot longer than we planned. All right, so Cody entered first and was chanting Duke at the beginning. Duke is pretty funny as hell in this. He's the main reason to watch Carousel, the first ones. And so obviously Doug was here. Appreciate the questions you guys ask him. Mr. Old School, what's up, Jeff and Steve? Hope you're out doing well. Yeah, I appreciate you. Hopefully you're still on the stream. Hold on one second. I had somebody send me a message. All right, and then Cody, you guys, I'm going to skip past all the ones while Steve was there. Star Wars Collected and Hobby said hello. If you're still on the stream, hello to you. And Cody said Cowboy Cool is the GOAT. I thought you said Bailey was the GOAT. And then that Star Wars Collected said he watched Fear Street 1 and 2 like you recommended. Pretty good. You still need to watch 2 and 3. That was cool. Steve stayed on longer. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I like to respect people. I don't want to think I'm taking advantage of them, especially with a channel like mine that's small and growing. So I really appreciate any time he had for us. But I just like supporting indie film directors and creators like that because I think it's really important that people don't just watch mainstream movies. I was telling one of you guys in the chat when we were talking about it, the main actress here is pretty good in this. I think she does a good job. Too bad he couldn't talk her into being nude in the movie. I didn't know it was Duke. I think it was one of the people at first until he introduced himself. Yep, that was old Duke. You have a lot of goats. Am I your goat? I should be your goat. I should be one of your goats. I was looking up if you try to find people, don't always look for these micro budget things on Internet Movie Database. I was looking up this movie on there. I don't even think it lists Steve in the cast on Internet Movie Database, which that's horse shit. How you like that pun? Horse shit. Oh, wait a minute. Unicorn shit. But it lists Lori there. That's the main girl. It lists her mother as Lori's MILF. I thought that was funny. You are the number one, brother. I appreciate it, man. That's better than being number two, right? Too bad the mother and daughter couldn't have been nude. Yeah, I know. The one and the mother was I was going to ask him about that one thing. I forgot. The lunchbox collection and call that boy lunchbox. She owes that boy a lunchbox. Or did until you see what happens in the movie. But I wonder whose lunchboxes those were. Somebody had an Evil Dead lunchbox there. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any comments. I'll give him credit. The movie moves pretty fast. It's only like an hour and 7 minutes, and then when you get there at the party, even though they kind of slows down, there's a lot of humor in there. So there's a lot to be said for these indie movies. They can basically do whatever the fuck they want to do. I think that's another reason that I like them. The indie movies and like the micro budget movies is we're starting to get a little bit watered down with some of the Hollywood stuff or a lot of rent cycle repeat. And that dude and the boy here's got a cat on his shirt. I wonder if that's in reference to one of his Meowie movies. I'd be pissed too if I was Duke and I had somebody rubbing boogers on me. Man, he's just digging in there. He's worse than the judge's son in Caddyshack, digging in that nose, man. Spoilers, I wonder how much he'll be in the third film. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Eat a dick. That comes back to haunt him later. What if they create? We should add one if Steve pops on here. What if did they create that mascot head, or was that something that he just rebranded like from something else? Isn't next week going to be Backlash? Yeah, if you want to. Dougie doesn't have. I don't think Dougie has Peacock anymore, but we can still watch it. But then we got to decide what movie. Doug wants to watch that bikini movie. After that, what was it, Doug? Spring Break Bikini Tits and More, whatever it's called. Oh, he's getting ready to break from his shackles. Hey, Doug, when you were talking about did he paint blue on his face, were you talking about Duke or were you talking about one of the other horses? Bikini Spring Break is what Doug was talking about. Gonna be sad to see Priest lose to Bad Bunny. You really think? Well, since it's a street fight or whatever it is, that would be the only way that I would say it is even possible, because he'll hit him with some weapons. CarousHELL 2 has to be in the future. This is your first kill of the movie coming up here. You got basically the drunk clown. Just a ride. We need some Duke merch, man. We need some carousel merch with a Duke and some of his sayings on there. I thought it was cool what Steve was talking about. He only wanted one kill with the horn. He wanted everything else like to be something different. The other horses had painted like hockey masks. Okay, I didn't know. I like it where this dude's like, I'm making out. I'm gonna make out with your. Oh, he said, I'm gonna try to bang your sister. Well, he says he's got to go. He's off a break. He's not even banging her. Does this dude not know the definition of bang? Since Bad Bunny's the host and is in Puerto Rico, he'll win for sure. Well, Zelina Vega is from Puerto Rico and she ain't gonna win. So I don't know about that, but I want Duke's son as a stuffed animal. Yeah, that is pretty fucking epic, man. Robbie, that would be so cool. Yeah, we definitely need a Robbie stuffed animal. That's what I'm saying. He's got all kinds of merch ideas. We need the three of us, me, Cody, and Doug, need to write a movie and do something like this. Come up with some idea we can market. There's his In Hell. That's where he came up with his idea of strange entertainment. That's like his Friday 13th 6. Did you see the shirt I got? Look, it says, of course I'm right. I'm Jeff. Of course I'm right. I'm Jeff. Trying to tell my wife into not paying our mortgage so I can buy a Duke. Oh, okay. That would be good. You mean like a real Duke? Like hey, so does anybody on eBay still sell those molds? Because I could paint it for you. I'm gonna look up carousel horse. Hey man, somebody's got a vintage full size carousel horse for $700 on eBay. You could get that some bitch and paint it to look like him. It would be cool if Duke could become a real horse in the third film. Yeah, that would be cool. You know, I used to make custom action figures. I didn't want to bore him and tell him that. I was thinking about seeing if I could find a unicorn or something like on eBay or on Amazon and then painting it to look like Duke. A real German wood carved carousel horse with jewels is $10,000. There's some expensive ones on there, man. How much is shipping on that first one? $128. The $700 one is free. No, that's $228 was for that other one. The $700 one is free. You should buy that. Here's the scene that we were talking about in the interview where he just randomly threw that shit in the middle. I like the scene. It's funny. I want to see who's under the mascot. You may never see that. That might be secret information. Dude, I wanted to see her get it on with this dude so we could. There he is. Yeah, we needed this chick at the party. Where's the the beads when you need them. I like Duke's reaction to this. That dude almost looks like the actor from where. Yeah, he does a little bit. You know that actor from Where the Millers is in. This is throwing stars. How in the hell did he throw them? That dude is in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I like that music right there. It sounds like a damn video game music. Here's the Friday the 13th reference while we were talking about. You know, I mean, that actually, especially when they show her from the side here coming up, the effects aren't that bad. Like right there, this coming up. That looks pretty damn good right there, man. It's all about the lighting. Got your ticket to see it in 3D. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go see it Saturday too. In hell. I like Duke. He wants to be creative. He doesn't want to give us the same shit all the time. In hell. I need to check out. Hey, Cody, have you listened to the commentary on either one of these? And are you actually watching CarousHELL with us? Because on the first one, it says that it has creator commentary and cast commentary. So I forgot to ask if Steve shows up in the chat. Maybe he'll answer. You little colt. How you doing, Lunchbox? I wish my nickname was fucking Lunchbox. I just get stuck with Mr. Cranky. I also got my dude. I'm not even reading that on the screen. Hey, you know, we was talking about collectors or whatever. I actually ordered the DVD from somebody cheap off of eBay. And I wish it had come in. It's arriving tomorrow. Because I like that poster art so much. I got it in the background right there, the one he signed. Yeah, I knew you'd be glad there was at least some. Well, there's some titties coming up right here, but the titties later are much higher quality titties. Does that line still work? Does that line still work in 2023? Calling somebody sugar tits? Do women still like being called sugar tits? Yeah, I got the part 2 one from. I ordered both of him from his website. My shit got wet. That's what she said. You telling me there's a chance? Yeah, the Cody, the Blu-ray of this one's got bloopers, deleted scenes, cast and crew interviews, Gord, a Scott Lewis short, creator commentary, cast commentary, and trailers. The artwork on this is pretty cool. I might do an unboxing video to show you everybody the artwork. It's really dark, but it's got the girl getting her throat cut on the back. And it's got her getting ready to take her brassiere off. What is it? Mine in a 50s fucking documentary? I said brassiere. That's like the damn Sears Roebuck catalog back in. Got to look at the brassieres. I watched Bikini Spring Break a few days ago. Great movie. If you like those, you talking about boobies? Yeah, well, that's the one that Doug wants us to watch. All the Spring Break girls are natural too. Well, that's pretty cool. So this is the running gag about these ones they think are French and they're not. They're Canadian. So I guess they could be French Canadians. Yeah, Star Wars. There's a lot of nice tits in it. What? Have I watched part two? Yeah, I finished. I hadn't watched it all, but I finished watching it this afternoon. Yeah, so I was watching one of his videos where he was showing a lot of his releases, and I was telling him that's why I wanted to mention it because I don't double dip a lot for cover art, but I did on that because I really do love that carousel. And then that carousel artwork is not the first one. He said that was the alternate, and because they didn't use it, he asked could they use it for other stuff. I think he even uses that on the back of the cards in his card game. My Tiny Uni. That's like their rip off of My Little Pony. You know what? I appreciate you guys coming on here. I missed talking to you guys last week. Seven boobs. How many boobs did you see tonight, Doug? Did you see seven boobs? Alcohol abuse. I wonder if that's still a law or thing. Sorry, I'm moving my foot was up under the edge of the stand. It was hurting. She's pretty. This Preston guy's funny though. I like him. That's like so 80s. How many fucking collars has he got on that shirt? Hey Cody, how many My Little Pony DVDs do you have? Maybe that's the nickname for her vagina, My Tiny Uni. I love the running theme of her. What is the word they use? Chirp? Because they can't use tweet. What do they say? Are you a brony, Jeff, man? The what is it that Cody, what are they saying? Are they saying chirp instead of tweet? I couldn't catch what they said. I forget. I'm a jabroni. Yeah, chirp. Is that what that's what I thought he said. Instead of tweet. He's got to put him down, man. I like the fact, like I said, the amount of detail that he's got in this as far as creating the world that this thing lives in and what he's been doing. I'm gonna eat some popcorn on a second. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think a lot of people need to respect some of these movies. The amount of the people that are willing to do this, just to get in movies. Here he comes. There's Steve himself making his big debut in the film. His lights was on. If those things didn't auto cut off, man, his damn battery would be dead. Steve's the pizza guy there with the red shirt on. He's the one, the director that chatted with us. Why is there a random fucking coffee pot like right there at the front door? What do I think of the new WWE title belt? I didn't like it when I first saw it. Then I saw some pictures of it online of the real belt, like with some more detail because you can actually see the black behind the belt. It's okay. I don't mind it. I mean, you knew they weren't going to bring back the old belt from WCW because those days are gone. So I don't mind it. I mean, it's not as boring as the regular, the ones that Roman has. You're still in commercial. My commercial was over, so. Cody says it. The good part about it is I don't think they don't want anybody to this is when she's talking about, do you have any sausage? Do you have any sausage? I mean, your penis. This girl's hot, man. She should have been fucking naked in this movie. But what I was saying is, people like Miz and Seth Rollins and a bunch of these guys need to be able to fight for a world title, and so I think they just need to combine Roman's belts into one. He doesn't need two anymore. What's up, Michael Joe? We're watching CarousHELL. 42.39. I wonder if the whole Steve thing was a pun because of Steve. No, but I thought maybe the 42.39 was like you, Cody. You guys said it was in your stream about it. Said it was something maybe like a play on the pizza guy from Home Alone not getting paid. But I also thought it could have been something. Steve does a lot of good pop culture references in here. Maybe it was a play on like the guy from Better Off Dead was like, "Oh, my 250," through like the whole fucking movie. Steve is such the fucking man when he signed the poster. I don't know if you guys saw it. He put 42.39 on it. She wants him to stuff her crust. Man, that's some good puns there. I'd stuff her crust. I was pretty amazing that Steve said he hadn't heard of the game Never Have I Ever. I've seen that in a bunch of movies. Yeah, I don't know. Look at that dude. Hey, Cody, at least he had a fucking epic answer for his favorite wrestler. You can tell he really likes wrestling. It wasn't just like a Ric Flair or a Steamboat. This movie was made in 2016. If anybody wondered, it's been out for a while. Look, that girl let the pizza guy fuck her in the ass. No clue. You know you got all those sites bookmarked where you can go look up whether women have been nude in movies or not. Come on, dude. Go look. I'm shining in my eyes. How many fucking shirt collars this guy got? What's Naval Officer Moon? Is that a real show? We're coming up soon on the epic sex scene, I think. You want some popcorn? I got it out in my dollar store popcorn thing. This isn't the best popcorn. It's like the 100-calorie kind, but I put some white cheddar on it. Do you guys like to put flavoring on your popcorn when you go to the movie? I usually make my wife hide one of those things in her pocketbook. Oh, he did say his name in the movie, Joe. You know, the funny part about it is, do you ever see anybody in this movie ever ever eat pizza? Do they even open it up and eat it? Why should you call everybody a cult? No, the container is one of them. Like you can get the big gigantic bucket, or you can get the two little things together for $1. I bought that. No, the Pop Smart is what I bought. The popcorn. It's at Walmart. 10 bags. I forget how much it is, but it's like 100 calories. Doug says he confirmed there's no nudity for her. He wishes they could die together. Wish granted. This is the epic flamingo kill. Magic is real. There's the guts coming out. Look at that shit. There he does eat some pizza. There he goes. He's eating a pizza cheese sandwich. That's the cheese he got out of the fucking trash can. So at least the kid does eat some pizza. I forgot about that. Maybe that's the pizza guy from Me. Why would it be another pizza guy? She loves that unicorn. Steve, that piece of shit hack. She was also in Cryptids in 2017, a horror movie. Who made that? About a watch, man. That's an expensive prop. Better not drop that damn thing. I want that fucking thing. I want a carousel horse like that. Full size. Adam Hirschberger. Who's Adam Hirschberger? She's horny for the unicorn. He's embarrassed that he's still here. He's been sitting here for like 20 minutes, but he's got to go. Is he going to get fired? Would they be looking for him? Are you sure you're not used to going from the back? It's funny. There's acting right there because he said it was hollow. To the left, to the left. They're both getting wet. She's getting wet for Joe and she's getting wet for Duke. This is easily your favorite movie about a carousel unicorn. Well, the list would be short, right? So you're just basically saying you like it better than the second one. You better not tell me there's another movie out there that's got a carousel unicorn in it. When the sex scene started, I'll go ahead and just tell you. I just knew for sure they were going to have him doing something with that horn. The money. What the fuck is that walk? Yeah, I know. The second one is like, this is basically just a parody of a slasher. straight up comedy. The other one, that second one has got all kinds of shit involved. I don't want to ruin it if anybody hadn't seen it. It's got a lot of like daddy issue shit that Duke's trying to wrap up. Hey, Cody, I didn't realize that the fucking 42nd best in the county is actually part of their website. You realize is it? Bingo. Golly gee. Golly gee, beef. Why would you have to wait? The best thing to do would be like to do it on the clock. That way you're fucking her and you're getting paid for it. The only thing that would be better than that is like shitting at work where you're like shitting on the clock and getting paid for it. Adam Hirschberger is the writer. Unicorn's honor. She's horny. Get it? Here comes the most epic fucking scene in the history of motion pictures. Are you ready? Are you ready? Then for the 7 in attendance and the millions who could watch us around the world, she's looking at the unicorn going, let's get ready to fuck it. They left a ceiling fan on. You can see the reflection up there. Get on with it. Look, she's stroking it. I think they picked the right actress in the movie for this thing. Yep, exactly. She was stroking that horn, baby. Look, he's all shy. He's got his hands down, or her little pert tits sticking out. Duke's all looking away, like he's looking down, like he don't want to see him. That's my favorite line in the movie. Why don't you treat my tits like salt licks? I almost fell on the floor the first time I heard that. Doug, you have to admit that shit's funny right there. Treat my tits like salt licks. This right here, I thought... I had a feeling he was going to kill her. He was just going to take and ram it right up her butthole. I didn't know they were going to have a full-blown sex scene. I'm at the scene. She's going up to the steps. It's getting ready to happen in mine. Now for commercials, really? All right, I'm gonna pause it. Tell me when you get out of your commercials. This scene is fucking epic. It's worth the price of admission, as they say. We still got like 20 some minutes. I thought Tubi the last time we did this, the ads stayed up. Basically, we were on the same pattern, whatever. Cody, are you watching this? So, Doug, yeah, tell me when your commercials are over and we'll sync it back up. So, is anybody else, if you're not watching, if you've already seen this, let me know in the comments or here or down below when it posts. Let me know what your favorite scene is in CarousHELL, the first one. And speaking of that, hey, Cody, they're saying that Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, Drew coming back as a heel is going to be for the new World Heavyweight title or whatever the hell they're calling that thing. Maybe. It could be. Well, I had it paused the whole time I was talking to Steve. I just didn't have my earbuds in where I could hear it. So, tell me when you're done. I'll go ahead and start mine back up. She's getting ready to ride the baloney pony. Get it? This movie is full of fucking puns, man. You can like make all kinds of puns with this thing. I'll rewind it and get it ready for where she's ready to take her shirt off. So Doug, I think, is doing this on purpose. He just wants me to see the titties again. Yeah, the funny part about it, his contract lasts. I think he's still got almost a year left on it. That's weird. I don't know. Where are you at? Get it to the sex scene, dude. Get it to the point. How would I be that far ahead of you guys? She just got in the room. The circle about hating Steve was definitely a reference to me. I used to have a mullet. Oh, that's funny. He's in here. We're getting ready to watch. I was telling her she's getting ready to ride the baloney pony. This is this is my favorite scene in the movie. I was rolling around in it in the floor when I saw it. She just got in the room. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. So I'm back where she's stroking his horn again. Oh, she's got used the clapper and everything. Here comes the shirt off again. I get to see this again because Doug will rewound it just for you. And I get to hear my favorite line of the movie all over again. Listen. Shh. Why don't you treat my tits like salt licks? Yes. That's epic. That's some of the best dialogue in the history of motion pictures right there. Yay, titties. Doug got to see titties finally in a movie. So she's kissing him. And I might be a little bit. Yeah, remember, I'm also streaming, so I could be behind her. Steve, if you're here, I was telling him because I had to rewind it a little bit because I was ahead. I thought for sure he might kill her here and was gonna maybe ram her into the ass. But then you said that you only wanted one unicorn horn kill. You stallion. That was a quote from me either when I was watching it. I didn't expect this. This would have been one of those scenes if I was watching it and my wife walked in. She would have literally been like, "What in the fuck are you watching?" There you go. Look at that right there. She's stroking the horn. Now I've got commercials coming up. Doug, make a wish after you get my magical seed. Well, I'm a commercial now. So at base she was having her orgasm, so we got to that part. Maybe. I was still thinking that maybe she would ram her in the ass when she had her ass propped up on the bed. It was perfect. He could have made a beeline right for her butthole. And I was like, well, they wouldn't do that. And I was like, look at the other shit that they do in this movie. That scene, I love it. That's got to be one of the greatest scenes in motion picture history. So I'm at commercial. I'm at commercial 2. I've never had 4 commercials that I can remember on here. That's weird. That was funny. I'm still tickled. All right, so with movies back, and you got the brother and the sister making out. I wonder what the inspiration for this was. Why he put this in the movie. Have you tried cinnamon toast crunch popcorn? No, I haven't. I don't know that does. I guess that might be okay. I don't know. I'm back. So there, the girl's got the lipstick all over her mouth, and that guy's like fucking Canadians. No, he's like, I'm gonna do her. She's crying. She had like she regrets after sex. It wasn't that great. She was the one who went up to him. There's a cinnamon toast crunch popcorn at Walmart. No, I haven't seen that. I like cinnamon toast crunch. I like what he was like. You literally told me to do it. My headphones disconnected for some reason. I will say this. I don't want to just say that everything's great. Um I was wishing there would be a little more to this kill. It was a little I don't know what you want to call it. It was a little anticlimactic, whatever you want to call it. After all that, I was hoping it had been a little bit more. But either way, fuck this country. Two penetrations in one room. And you got a good Dawn of the Dead type neck bite rip of the skin there. That guy, when he come out of the room and did that eye and shook his hair, it reminded me of Kramer. You prefer Cheeto popcorn? I've never. Oh, is you talking about the like at the actual movie theater, like the Cheetos popcorn? That is pretty epic. I do like that. He's going off now. Steve's like, you pieces of dog shit. Otis Barkmeyer. He gave it. That woman in the green shirt, you haven't seen her all night. She's just sitting in the floor there. No lines and nothing. He took the arrow to the heart, or the chest anyway, sorry. I wonder if his doggy is still alive. I don't know. Arrow to the neck, arrow to the tits. That dude like knocked it away. Oh. Good Lord have mercy. Mashed his face in. I thought that was funny. Killed a lot of kids with it. Otis dies before Joe doesn't go home to give Otis the cancer medication. Oh, that's sad. He wrote so much dialogue. I mean, details into this thing. He gave the dog a last name. That's so sad. Oh, he racist too. What's with this guy's hat, man? That fedora. He finally found his victim. Hey, Steve, you're listening. That cat on his shirt, is that anything to do with a reference to your cat? You're a unicorn. Shut the fuck up. He should say, I want to pick your boogers and pick my boogers and stick them on you. You meant in real life? Oh. Steve, did you remember to turn the lights off? They were on when you went in the house. Wouldn't that battery be dead by now? Oh, he took the plugs out. Just give them to him. Little fuck. I love the amount of running jokes in this movie, as far as like, calling him a horse and a unicorn, all the stuff with Steve. In real life, Buddy the dog passes away the following year of filming. Man, you guys really know how to bring the room down, like talking about like pets and shit dying. That I love. Know how to which one of them knows how to work a pole better? Hey, Steve, what is the unicorn horn on there made out of? It looked like it was kind of wobbly there when he was shaking. You guys had to add that to it. What did you make that out of? Oh, that's sad. Yep, I know. What a buzzkill. This movie is like funny as hell. Then we got to talk about the dying pets. Lunchbox. Say, that's kind of an inside pun there too. Instead of shut the fuck up, shut the front door. He did a George Costanza earlier when we were talking. He puts a fucking wooden spoon in there. He was eating shit out the trash can. He covered up the pitcher. What the fuck is that gonna do? Look, I like that she tried multiple times to put the pillow against the door. That's the blinds in every room in my house there. There's like 3 or 4 of the shits that are like off. And nobody gives a shit but me. Larry reminds me of a little Michael and right. Yeah, he does a little bit, doesn't he? I love his whole part about the phone. It's a social networking tool. That's basically whatever. Nobody uses their phone as a phone anymore. It's for every fucking thing else other than a phone. Yo, I was talking about the lunchbox earlier. I was like, you got the lunchboxes on his shelf. Was that your Evil Dead lunchbox? Whose Evil Dead lunchbox was that? Scruff McGruff. For the love of God. Here comes the man. Whoa, Nelly. Yes, Evil Dead was his. She would have asked her followers which box to buy. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's true. Steve in this movie looks like a young Bruce Campbell. Maybe that's why he had a subconscious connection with the Army of Darkness. He told me to dick. The pizza guy is finally having some moments of clarity here. Steve, I would ask earlier if you're still here. Where did you guys get that mascot head? Was that something you guys just bought exactly like that, or did somebody make it? Because it's pretty cool. Yeah, where did he have the throwing star stored? Cowboy Cool looks like fucking Arthur Fonzarelli with a damn cartoon Indiana Jones head on. Will we get to see who Cowboy Cool is? Only he can stop him, but he actually doesn't. CarousHELL is so corny. It's supposed to be corny. That's the whole point, man. It's a comedy. Uh-oh. Here comes the epic confrontation with Duke again. The pizza guy's in the house. No. No, you're never going to see his face. Let me this this reminds me of fucking Family Guy when like Peter like sits there with his leg cut. Ah, it's just over. He's like, it's taking so long. Ah. This is what the pizza felt like. They're just sitting there watching him do it. Oh, Doug's disappointed we didn't get to see him in the third film. Well, he said you're going to hear more about some of the other mascots, though. So maybe you'll at least get to know what they're doing and what their purpose is. I like the fact that the mascot guy still wears the gloves even when he's got the gun. How would he pull the fucking trigger? He's trying to sneak up on him. I guess his finger is in the hole. That's what she said. he's, he's hiding in plain sight. Oh my goodness. Cowboy Cool takes one for the team. Duke would make a good lamp. Yeah, it would, man. You could like the pole would come out of it. You could use that to put the lamp. I'm getting ready to have a commercial on mine. So, oh yeah, we got to hear the good the Die Hard line. Yippee ki yay, motherfucker! That's pretty epic. I love that. Did you get a commercial, Doug? My nose is stopping up for some reason. I only had one commercial that time, so I'm getting ready to come right back. He said, "Yippee ki yay, motherfucker!" Hit him in the back. Yeah, Lunchbox. That's an epic nickname, Mary. Lunchbox. Yes. Yes. I like this part where earlier in the movie he looked up at the doorknob, like, how am I gonna get the door open? And then in this one, he's actually jiggling the door handle. This hurts way more than you think. Now you can't get up. Everything's hashtag with her. He told I feel too bad about I mean a dick. Reminds me of Unhinged hiding in the closet. I like how she just waits. Oh, the title of the movie, CarousHELL. There's pretty good special effects here too. The melting. Where'd he get them fucking Superman eye beams at? I didn't understand that part. Why did her head bust apart like that? Here's your courtesy tap. He's alive. Cowboy Cool. this wild stallion. I still want to know what they made that horn out of to make it where it would stay on there. Because he said that the mold I heard didn't have the unicorn horn on there. You did it, Cowboy Cool. His blood is like fucking Skittles colors. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was saying. I don't know how he did the rainbow water, unless it's probably multiple streams of different colors, like squirting out. Oh man, he's kicking him when he's down. How dare he kick Duke when he's down? Did he have to cut him open or just edit it in? Oh, you talking about that? I don't know. Here comes his epic ending to that boy there. I love that. You must be this tall to die. Oh, oh. A whole menagerie, more like him. The CarousHELL. And then you got to wait for the after credit scene. I don't know. I haven't decided, Doug. I may end up doing. We was thinking about doing Backlash, but you wouldn't better watch it. But that means we do it Saturday. We could still come on here and chat. You don't actually have to watch Backlash with us if you don't want. I'll put a. Oh, here comes the MILF. I'll put a poll out and see does anybody want to watch Backlash or your spring break movie, and then if on Sunday, and then if Backlash wins, we'll watch the spring break movie the next week. I think everybody left other than me and you. Here's your first after credit scene. She should have come up in here and been prepared to strip and like got naked. Here comes the birth. Oh my God. Yeah, I know this was his choice and he leaves, but sometimes he's still there and he just doesn't chime in. Carousel 2 starts next. I'm gonna just let it play, but I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here in a few minutes. I got a mess in this room. I recorded a bunch of videos today, so I got to edit a bunch of stuff. So, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, watching this. Like I said, I'll put a poll out tomorrow, Doug, and we'll decide what we're gonna do. One of the options would be your epic bikini movie. Finally, I sure did get a lot of commercials here toward the end of this damn thing. But either way, so I really do appreciate Steve coming on here. Still here, birthday shopping for a friend. What are you buying? What you looking for? Buying anything cool? Anything pop culture related? Nice. What movies come out this week, Doug? Anything good come out on Tuesday? I was glad to have a slack week where it wasn't much out. Doug, did you order that Superman um Blu-ray set? I didn't have much money that week to order anything. Does that actually have a physical media release this week? I didn't see that on anything. Pop goes the Nazi. That 80 for Brady shit comes out. I know I'm not buying that. I mean, I don't think there's any like number one like big movie coming out this week. That Superman said I forgot that Amazon had the Steelbook exclusive, and I forgot to order. I didn't really have that much money to spend that week anyway. That sucks because now it's selling for like $400. I never know when to buy something and that might be available to flip. But oh well. Does it come out in the theaters? Yeah, I must. Yeah, I saw a lot of the big, YouTube reviewers reviewing it this week, so they probably got the early screeners. I didn't even know that I hadn't heard anything about that movie. Didn't know anything about it existed until I saw some people reviewing it. Missed the Steelbook set, so waiting it to go down in price. Well, you talking about the regular set? It depends on what I can get it on sale for. We'll see what Best Buy if they end up having it on sale. Rare Ninja Turtles. I personally have never owned a single one. That Ninja Turtles, that stink, smell us vision shit. I really love Superman 2 and Superman 2 the Donner Cut, man. I really want those in 4K. I already have the first Superman in 4K. I don't know if I'm gonna waste buying a box set to get Superman 3 and 4 in 4K. Are they gonna release individual releases? Because I would really like to get Superman 2. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. My nose was stopping up. That was why I was gonna go here in a minute because I need to take something before I go to bed. I don't know. I don't think it's a full blown cold. I think it's because of the damn temperature keeps going up and down. Like it was 80s here a couple of days this week, and then today a storm come through and it like got cold, and I was outside. I was hoping Superman Returns on 4K. Is that in that set? Is Superman Returns in 4K? What movies are in that set? Elsa. It's Ilsa. I don't think that's in there, right? Because I think when they say the 5 movie set, that it's really Superman 2, both cuts, right? So it's not Superman Returns. Well, after the first 3, I don't need any other ones in 4K. I'm not a big fan of those other Chucky movies. I don't think I'll buy any of those. My tiny uni. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this up. If you see it, you don't have to watch it again. But I'm going to strip out the interview that I did with Steve, and I'm going to make a separate video this week. But at least drop a like on it, if nothing else. Anybody that watched it tonight, because I want to support him, and I really appreciate him coming by and spending like double the amount of time that he planned. I think CarousHELL, like I said, don't take it so seriously, and it's more like a comedy. Like he said, I think it if you go into it like that, it's a much enjoyable film. Hey Doug, what did you think of my intro? I forgot to ask him about it, where I sliced in and pretended like Siskel and Ebert were liking the movie World War Z and The Burning coming to 4K. I really like The Burning. That's a really underrated movie, so I think I might would buy that. So yeah, you have a nice night too. All right, everybody, I've got a cold. I'm gonna go ahead and a stopped up nose anyway. I think I'm gonna get off here and take something before I go to bed. So anybody that drops in and watch this before you leave, like, comment, subscribe, share. Do that on all the videos. And then if you are a subscriber, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I post new videos. So I'm going to drop the banner off. Anybody that wants to support the channel, my information is down below. You can send super chats. You can send super thanks afterwards. You can send me my Cash App is in there. And my PayPal and all that's in the description of all my videos. So I really appreciate anybody that's been supporting me. Put some Vicks on. I don't have any of that stuff anymore. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, hit the like button. So like I said, I'll put a poll up tomorrow, and we'll try to decide what night we're going to watch and what we're going to watch this week. So I really do appreciate all you guys coming by and supporting me and Steve. It was a really good interview. And like I said, I'll be posting that later, so you guys like that as well. So until next time, boys and girls, this has been JEFFMAN316. I'm your pop culture reporter, and I'm signing out saying you guys be safe out there.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.